Hi, thanks for joining me. Here we're going to do Let's Do It. This is a talk about the practical application of customer development and lean principles. If you're interested in either of these two intro talks, Much Ado About Something or It Works When You Do It, those are available here on alexandercowan.com under Speaking Footage. This first row is Much Ado About Something, and this second row is It Works When You Do It. I've mentioned how this process is continuous. It's a circle, not a straight line, but at the same time, there are some specific milestones it's useful to hit as you loop through this process. That's particularly important if you're doing this in your spare time with collaborators. You guys may get overwhelmed with all the things you need to do. You may disperse your efforts too much and not hit milestones on any one of those and get discouraged. You may need to put this stuff on the shelf for a little while and come back to it. So as we loop through these things here, we're going to talk about some specific ways using this template we're going to cover to encapsulate what you've learned so that doesn't happen. So the first item we're going to talk about is the learning process. So here you're going through direct observation, online research, prototyping, and showing those prototypes to potential users. You're going to learn about your personas, your stories, your user, and you're going to encapsulate that in some field notes. The template we're about to look at has a place to put those field notes. It's very basic. There's no specific formula. The important thing is be vivid. Create those field notes so that you could pick them up in a year. Not that you will, but think about the fact that how hard it is to actually remember some of these details when you're apart from them for even a little bit. And I think you'll find that vivid field notes that have photos and videos, every smartphone is a good video camera now, those are going to help you a lot more than just putting down your general observations a bit later. The next item we have is design, and I'm just using this to encapsulate all the distillation and synthesis of what you do in the learning phase. So here you're distilling your field research. You may have some prototypes you're able to show and get reactions, and this is where you're compiling your personas, your problem scenarios to motivate your user stories, and you're listing out your key assumptions to drive the business forward. Then we've got validating, and this is where things get interesting. You've got a set of ideas, specifics, and you're going out and you're getting experimental results from the assumption sets that you created in the design phase, and you're picking out the cheapest, fastest, quickest way to get validation of whether your key assumptions about the business are true and untrue, and you're recording those in this worksheet that we're about to go through. Lastly, you've got development. I'm not going to go too much into the development rubric here, but the idea is all these things prepare you to be more productive, more focused, more relevant when you're actually going through and developing product. And of course, after you develop, you loop back through and you go in to learn, and that's why you're seeing slices of all the other items shared across these items. They do overlap, and they should overlap, but it is important to think about these specific milestones and how you're going to encapsulate them as you go forward, and that's what we're going to talk about now. The template we're going to use is available at ref.alexandercowan.com/pdesign. The template has actual content from a sample company to give you an idea of what this stuff really looks like. That company is Enable Quiz, which is a synthetic company I made up. They're building a quizzing app for employers to use in assessing technical hires and doing skills audits with existing staff. And there are notes about that, about Enable Quiz, and what this template's about here in the background notes section.